Good morning, everyone. My name is Mark Jason Vargas, and I'm going to discuss the topic competitive intelligence. So, the first learning objectives of this topic is to define competitive intelligence and explain its importance in business strategy. Second, identify key components and processes of competitive intelligence. Third, understand how competitive intelligence supports strategic decision making. And lastly, recognize ethical considerations in competitive intelligence practices. So moving on to the overview and definition, competitive intelligence is the methodical and ethical acquisition and analysis of information regarding competitors, markets, and industry trends to facilitate informed decision making. So its primary purpose is to help organizations make informed strategic decisions by understanding external forces that affect competitiveness. So moving on, competitive intelligence transcends the simple cliche, know your enemy. So have you ever heard the saying, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer? Yeah, because I think it is also applicable in business, although we should identify them as competitors and not enemies. So, the nature of competitive intelligence depends on different companies, depending on the industry, circumstance, and a host of other factors. For example, companies that are impacted by politics and laws might require information about statutory changes that could affect the company's operations. So, for example, a property developer like Ayala Land closely monitors new government housing policies and changes in zoning laws by the LGUs, the interest rate adjustments by Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, and the tax reforms affecting real estate. So for instance, if the government announces stricter zoning laws here in Metro Manila, the company may adjust project locations or shift focus to nearby provinces like Cavite or Bulacan, and they also recalculate pricing strategies. So another example is a pharmaceutical company. The Unilab tracks the FDA Philippines regulations, the DOH drug price control policies, new public health programs, and competitor product registrations because if the government imposes price caps on certain medicines, the company must revise its pricing strategy, formulate products, and focuses on alternative product lines. So in conclusion, competitive intelligence here in the Philippines often involves monitoring legislative changes, LGU policies, BSP monetary policy, DOH, FDA, SEC, and PESA regulations. So companies here must be highly aware of regulatory and political shifts because government policies significantly impact business operations. So now, let's move on to the different types of competitive intelligence. First, we have market intelligence. So market intelligence involves collecting and analyzing information about the market where a company operates. So this includes assessing the market size and growth rate to help identify opportunities and support effective strategic planning. So for second, we have product intelligence. Product intelligence is about studying competitors' products and services closely. So this includes looking at their features, functions, and benefits, which helps a company compare, improve, or make their own product stand out. And the third, we have customer intelligence. So this is about learning who competitors' customers are. By looking at factors like age, gender, income, and location, companies can identify target markets and improve their own customer strategies. And for the fourth intelligence, we have competitor intelligence. It is important to note that studying competitors' overall strategies and operations is important. Looking at their finances, profits, growth, and costs help a company understand how competitors run their business and how it can improve its own operations. And last but not the least, we have technological intelligence. So this involves monitoring new technologies and innovations in the industry such as artificial intelligence, blockchain, and the Internet of Things to help companies stay competitive and improve their operations. So let's move on to the difference between tactical and strategic competitive intelligence. First, we have tactical. So tactical focuses on short-term, immediate needs and actions, providing actionable insights that can be directly implemented in current operations. And also we have strategic. So strategic focuses on long-term planning and overall business strategy. It entails a more thorough and expansive examination of the competition, taking into account factors such as macroeconomics, technology, industry developments, and regulatory changes. So on one hand, gasoline stations provide a clear example of tactical intelligence. So when one station announces a price decrease, other gasoline stations quickly follow by lowering their prices as well. So this shows short-term, quick responses to competitors' action rather than long-term strategic planning. While on the other hand, a Philippine retail chain such as SM Retail conducts comprehensive competitor analysis while accounting for macroeconomic conditions, consumer spending trends, e-commerce growth, and regulatory policies on taxation and labor. So this analysis inform long-term strategic decisions related to store expansion, pricing strategies, and investments in digital retail platforms. So moving on, competitive intelligence helps businesses make better strategies and decisions. However, it also has risks. Companies should remember that trying to stay ahead and be competitive can come with costs and challenges. For example, ethical and legal risks. So using unethical or illegal methods to gather information. So companies must collect competitor information legally and ethically to avoid issues like corporate espionage, privacy violations, or breaching confidentiality. So with new technologies like AI, extra care is needed since data used by large language models may include sensitive or private information. Next, we have misinterpretation of data. So, incorrect analysis or faulty assumptions can lead to misguided business decisions. So, overestimating a competitor or misreading market trends can lead to poor strategic decisions that weaken a company's competitive edge. So, data and information are often subjective, meaning different people can interpret the same data in different ways, which can result in varying conclusions. And we also have over-reliance on competitors' actions. So knowing what competitors do is important, but depending too much on it can make a company react to others instead of leading. So this may cause a company to copy competitors instead of creating its own ideas or following its own strategy. And next we have resource allocation. So collecting and analyzing competitive intelligence takes a lot of time, effort, and money. So for smaller companies or those with limited resources, running a full competitive intelligence program can be more expensive than the benefits it provides. And next we have information overload. So with so much data available, companies can collect more information than they can effectively use. Sorting through large amounts of data to find useful insights is time consuming and expensive. Sometimes, valuable data is not properly analyzed or applied, reducing the benefits of competitive intelligence. And lastly, we have security risks. So, competitive intelligence can sometimes put a company at risk. For example, while monitoring competitors, a company might accidentally reveal its own strategic plans or sensitive information. Additionally, data collected from customers must be stored securely. Companies need to make sure all information gathered during competitive intelligence activities is properly protected. So, the question is, why is competitive intelligence important? So, it is important because competitive intelligence gives business useful insights to stay ahead. By keeping an eye on market trends and what competitors are doing, companies can spot opportunities or avoid risks and make smarter decisions. So, moving on, how is competitive intelligence gathered? So, here are some ways to gather competitive intelligence. First, we have a public source. A public source could be company websites, press releases, and annual reports. It could be news articles, trade journals, and industry publications. It could also be regulatory filings and public financial statements. Second, you may also gather through customer and marketing insights. So this could be customer reviews, surveys, and feedback. Also, it could be social media trends and online discussions. Market research is also part of customer and market insights. So for third, observation and benchmarking. So this could be visiting competitor stores or websites to study products and services. It also could be comparing features, pricing, and promotions. It also includes attending trade shows and conferences. And fourth, we have networking and professional contacts. So this could be speaking with suppliers, partners, or industry experts. It also could be engaging in professional associations or forums. And lastly, we have internal sources. So this could be sales team feedback on customer preferences and competitor interactions. This also could be analysis of past performance and internal reports. So to wrap things up, competitive intelligence is all about keeping an eye on your competitors and the overall competitive environment. It gives insight that help a company make smart strategic decisions. On the other hand, market research looks at the bigger picture. It studies the market as a whole, including what customers want, their preferences, and general market trends. And that's all for this presentation. Thank you so much, everyone.